Hot news today.
Russia and Ukraine conduct major prisoner exchange. Knife attack injures 12 at Hamburg train station. Russia and Ukraine conduct major prisoner exchange. By Samaya Kulub and Hanna Arharova. Chernihiv region, Ukraine, AP, Russia and Ukraine began a major prisoner exchange Friday, swapping hundreds of soldiers and civilians in the first phase of an exchange that was a moment of cooperation in otherwise failed efforts to reach a ceasefire in the three-year-old war. President Volodymyr Zelensky said the first phase brought home 390 Ukrainians, including soldiers and civilians, with further releases expected over the weekend that will make it the largest swap of the war. Russia's defense ministry said it received the same number from Ukraine. "It's very important to bring everyone home," Zelensky wrote on Telegram, thanking all who worked to secure their return and pledging to continue diplomatic efforts to make more exchanges possible. Dozens of relatives of prisoners cheered and chanted "thank you" as buses carrying the freed captives arrived at a medical facility in Ukraine's Chernihiv region. The men, some with expressionless faces and others unable to contain their emotions, got off the buses wrapped in Ukrainian flags for joyful reunions. Kyiv and Moscow agreed in Istanbul last week to the exchange of 1,000 prisoners from each side in their first direct peace talks since the early weeks of Russia's 2022 invasion. That meeting lasted only 2 hours and brought no breakthrough in US-led efforts to stop the fighting. Exchanges at the Belarus-Ukrainian border. The swap took place at the border with Belarus in northern Ukraine, according to a Ukrainian official who spoke on condition of anonymity because he was not authorized to speak publicly. The released Russians were taken to Belarus for medical treatment, the Russian Defense Ministry said. The exchange, which would be the latest of dozens of swaps since the war began and the biggest involving Ukrainian civilians at one time, didn't herald any halt in fighting. Battles continued along the roughly 1,000-kilometer, 620-mile, front line, where tens of thousands of soldiers have been killed, and neither country has relented in its deep strikes. Russia launched 2 ballistic missiles at infrastructure targets in the southern Ukrainian port of Odessa, killing 2 workers and injuring 8 others, according to regional governor Ola Kuiper. It was the first reported attack on the port since March 11. Moscow's forces attacked settlements in the Kherson region with artillery, mortars, and drones throughout the day, killing 3 civilians and injuring 10, according to the Kherson Regional Prosecutor's Office. They also shelled Kostiantynivka with artillery, killing 1 civilian, said Sergei Horbanov, head of the city's military administration. Emotional reunions for some, but others must wait. As the freed men entered the medical facility, people holding signs and photos of their relatives shouted names or brigade numbers, seeking any news of a loved one. The returning men inspected the photos, and a serviceman said he shared a cell with one of those on the sea of portraits held out toward him. "Vanya," cried Natalia Mozik, among the gathered relatives, "my husband." She hadn't seen her husband, Ivan, for almost 2 years, she said, beaming. "It is an unbelievable feeling. I am still in shock," Mozik said after he came outside to greet his family following registration procedures inside the facility. "I am really glad, and we were not forgotten, and we still mean something for Ukraine." Many who were freed expressed shock and disbelief that they had been exchanged. Some had trouble remembering names and details of their lives before their capture. One released POW joked in a video call with his girlfriend that he got a bit older in his 3-year absence, and she replied he was as beautiful as ever. Many relatives wept when it became clear their loved ones were not among those returning, and they hoped those who were released could at least offer some information about their husbands, brothers, and sons. "Maybe my dad will come tomorrow," one small boy cried. News of the prisoner release emerged when US President Donald Trump said Russia and Ukraine had carried out a large exchange. A major prisoner swap was just completed between Russia and Ukraine, Trump said on the Truth Social platform. He said it would go into effect shortly. He added in the post that this could lead to something big. apparently referring to other diplomatic efforts to stop the fighting. Knife attack injures 12 at Hamburg train station. German woman arrested after 18 injured in Hamburg knife attack, authorities say. By Billy Stockwell, Sebastian Schukla, Chris Stern and Matthews Otto, CNN. 18 people were injured, 4 of whom remain in critical condition, in a knife attack Friday in the German city of Hamburg, authorities said. Hamburg police said they have arrested a 39-year-old German woman, who they believe acted alone in carrying out the attack at the city's central station, after a major police operation. She is in police custody and expected to be brought to a court on Saturday, police said. 6 people were badly injured, while 7 others were lightly injured, the fire department said. Dozens of emergency services were active on the scene. Police previously said that several people had sustained life-threatening injuries in the attack. Investigations into the incident are ongoing. Police told CNN that officers are not currently assuming any political motivation, but were looking into whether the suspect had been in a state of mental distress. In a statement late on Friday, Hamburg police said the attacker had acted apparently indiscriminately, stabbed passers-by, injuring some of them critically. Further background and circumstances are not yet known. The investigation is being conducted intensively, the police statement said, adding more information would be provided as it becomes available. Video footage from the scene filmed by CNN's affiliate RTL Germany shows people in forensic suits inspecting the area while police gather in the train station. Following the attack, Germany's Friedrich Merz thanked the city's emergency responders for their assistance and said that his thoughts are with the victims and their families, according to federal government spokesperson Stefan Cornelius. Federal Minister of the Interior Alexander Dobrindt also said his thoughts were with the victims and thanked the emergency services. It is shocking when travelers are attacked in a treacherous and cowardly manner, Dobrindt said. Hamburg Central Station is the busiest passenger railway station in Germany, with more than 550,000 travelers per day, according to the city's website. Germany has faced rising rates of knife crime in recent years, with some incidents stirring up tensions over migration ahead of parliamentary elections in February. Some in the country were concerned by a series of high-profile attacks allegedly carried out by asylum seekers or migrants. In January, a 28-year-old man from Afghanistan was arrested following a knife attack in the German city of Aschaffenburg in which 2 people were killed, including a toddler. Last year, a Syrian man turned himself in and confessed to stabbing to death 3 people and wounding several others at a festival in the western German city of Solingen. This story has been updated with additional information.
Thank you for watching. See you tomorrow.